Thanks for tuning in. I see you're passionate about your future, so we're going to dive right into it. So this video is a continuation to part one of the support and resistance little series. So in my previous video, I went over more of a support setup, but also broke it down step by step, how I take the setup and what I'm looking for and kind of what means what, right? Gave away some golden nuggets. So in this one, I thought we should look at a resistance play just so we can see what that looks like, and again go through the proper steps and how I take the setup, and of course give away some golden nuggets if there's any, just so you can get a clear understanding and picture of how to actually take support and resistance and how I take support and resistance. So here is Euro Swiss on the 15-minute time frame. You know I love to look for my setups on the 15-minute time frame off TOP. Starting off, I'm always on the 15-minute time frame. So we come to our market, right? We come to our session, and this is what we see. This is what we see. So we do have, and we have to notice, we do have, and I'll show you why this is a resistance line or key area. So we do have resistance up here at the top, this purple line, right? And if we're marking up all our key areas, so when we go and mark up our charts, we need to be marking up support and resistance and also supply and demand. So if we have this resistance up here marked off, there's no other zones that I see instead of this demand that's sitting right here at the bottom. So we can go ahead and mark up our 15-minute demand here. So we can be waiting on that, right? We know that that's a key area now. So now we have two key areas. We got our 15-minute demand, and then we have a resistance as well. So now we're just going to allow price to pick and choose which key area it wants to go to and respect, and then throw us in. So the reason why we do have that as a resistance level is because you can see clearly that price is letting you know that it does not want to go above. Remember in my previous video, I stated that supply will be the support will be the floor, support will be the floor supporting price, right? And resistance, which is this purple line, I think of it as the ceiling, right? Pushing price down, keeping price in, keeping price contained. So we see we have a few touches here. It keeps going down, coming back up, rejecting around the same, remember, general area. So now we're waiting on price to come back and touch our line again, so we can get some type of price action pattern, candlestick pattern, engulfing, doji, some type of confluence to throw us into this setup. So we understand now that that is our proper resistance, and now we also have a 15-minute demand as well. So depending on which key area price chooses to respect, more than likely it's going to go to that other key area. So we're just waiting at this point. So what you have to understand as well is that with support and resistance, as I stated, will not always be perfect, right? It won't be an exact point. So just go with your first gut. Wherever you put your resistance line, allow price to come back and at least touch that line. And what I mean by that is, you see how it got close right here, but it never touched our line. So I wouldn't have gotten in. I wouldn't have been in on this sell right here. I wouldn't have been, right? I'm going to trust my gut. If I put my resistance line right there, then I need price to at least come and touch my line, right? It's not always going to be perfect, but with me, I like it as perfect as possible. So I needed to at least touch my line, but understanding that it might come up in here as well, because we do have some price action over here as well. So it might come deep up in here, could come all the way up here and still reject and go to the downside. So just knowing that this is a general zone is perfect, but also knowing that I needed to touch my line will maybe save me from getting in too early when price isn't necessarily ready to go into my favor. So with that being said, we're still watching price, waiting on price, and we're seeing prices moving. We can pause right there. I know you saw it, right? Even on my previous setup, the support, I believe it was an exhaustion candle. We have the same setup here. This big green candle is an exhaustion candle, right? Look how strong and powerful this green candle is. This candle is scaring a lot of traders. A lot of traders are getting out right up here because they think it's a breakout, right? I'm talking about the people that were in this sale. Maybe even the people that were in this sale as well got in a little early because of this exhaustion candle, this big green candle. they're scared and think it's going to continue to the upside, so they're getting out right here, which will give us momentum to the downside to our 15-minute demand zone. So as I stated as well, we see it came all the way up in here. It came pretty deep, right? It didn't break the high or anything like that. It didn't break the other previous highs either, but it's in a general area. Let me zoom out so you can really see exactly what I'm saying. Look at where I have my resistance line. My resistance line is going through price, and look where price came. Price came up here, right? Up here. So at the top of its zone, right? But it could have fluctuated anywhere between right here and our resistance and then broke, right? So I mean, obviously if it gets too far away, like maybe up in here, or it breaks some major structure like this high right here, this is your swing high. If it breaks this structure, then I'm more than likely, even if it rejects and throw me in, I'm not getting in for the sale, because again, it's breaking structure to the upside. So why would I be selling? So what we have here is a big exhaustion candle to our key area, letting us know that, hey, price is exhausted. Price wants to go to your key area and let more traders in. So at this point, we're scrolling down to the 5-minute, like, you know, I like to do for our sniper entry, right? And this is a good point. I'm glad that this happened. You see on the 15-minute that the candle didn't break yet, right? And in this example, we waited too long to scroll down or zoom into the 5-minute. So remember that the 5-minute pushes the 15-minute. So you have to be quick with this. We're entering on the 5-minute as a sniper entry. So those 5-minute candles happen fast. So as price is getting close to your key area, your key zone, your supply and demand, your support and resistance, as it's getting close, don't wait for it to touch it. As it's getting close, you need to be scrolling and zooming in to the 5-minute time frame, and just be ready. Just be ready. Right? Be ready, stay ready. So with this example, right, it came up deep. We get this inverted hammer kind of candlestick right here, and then we get a break of the candle, and we know that we're trying to sell because this is resistance. So with that being said, we would have been in at the break of the low of that candle. Stop loss would have been something like this, right? If you need to refer back to our stop loss video, then do so, but we know to give it a little room, just a little room. We don't want to be hugging the last or previous candle. We want to give it just a tad bit of room. And just like I stated in my previous video, let's get this 1-to-1 really quickly. Just like I stated in my previous video with support and resistance, it is a lower win percentage than supply and demand, and in my back testing, at least, I found that it's also a weaker strategy, right? Just because there's no exact point, you don't know when price really wants to take off. Support and resistance levels just aren't that strong because so many people trade them, so it's a little bit of manipulation in there, I believe. So I always risk less on support and resistance. So on this break of this candle, right, where we got in right here, I wouldn't have put in my standard lot. I would have risked a little bit less. I probably would have broken my standard lot into like half, right? Risk half or something like that. But I'm definitely risking less on that first entry. And I'm doing that because I know the chances of price returning, right? Which it did. It threw us in right here with this green candle. And then as soon as we got in, well, we got in a little bit of profit, right? And then now we're in drawdown. So with that being said, on that first entry, I do get in when it breaks the candle, but I'm risking less because I understand that the chances of price returning or coming back to support and resistance, or the chances of price not being ready to take off yet, is very, very high with support and resistance. This is why you cannot be hugging that candle when you set your stop loss. It's going to fluctuate some, maybe consolidate, range a little bit, right? Maybe be a little up and down. It's going to play around a little bit before it goes in your favor. Rarely is it just going to break and then just continue in your favor on a support and resistance setup. It does happen, but it's rare. More than likely, it's going to pull back like this, letting everybody in, letting everybody realize what's going on, and then it's going to go in your favor. So I don't want to be in this drawdown right here at all. I don't like drawdown. It messes with emotions and psychology. So I risk a little less when I first get in, knowing it's going to pull back. And then as it's going in my favor, which this is a sell setup or resistance setup, so I needed to be going to the downside, I will be adding positions as it's going in my favor, because as it's going in my favor and breaking the lows of candles, that's price confirming and giving me confluence that it wants to continue to head to the downside. So as it's breaking in my favor, I'm adding more positions, right? Of course, I don't want to be selling low right here, right? I'm still going to be selling up in here near where I got in. But now that it pulled back, once it starts breaking down, right, I'm going to add more positions. So it's going to be more positions added up in this area here to where we still get our proper 1-to-1 and even could leave some runners. So we're watching price. As price comes up to our zone, it threw us in. So we are now into the setup. It pulled back a little bit. So we're in some drawdown. Boom. You see exactly what I'm saying? This is what price likes to do on support and resistance. It will throw you in. You'll be in some drawdown. It's going to play around, consolidate range, maybe, throw some stupid candles, and then boom, go in your favor. And this is what I mean. Like, I don't want to be in that drawdown. But on the pro tip, as it pulls back and this little doji here kind of breaks below this previous green candle, so I would have added a position right there. So that's two positions. One on the initial first entry, it pulls back, right? Because I'm risking less, so it pulls back like I know it's going to do. It breaks its previous candle again, right? So now it's going in my favor. So I would have added another position right there. So there's two positions at this point. And then once it would have crossed again, like where I'd entered at first, once it would have crossed again, I most likely would have added another position, and it would have been my third and final position. And of course, the 5 minute pushes to 15. So you have to mark this up as well. And you can get the 15-minute people 1-to-1. Their stop loss is about 7 pips. So their 1-to-1 will look something like this. So you don't always have to hold from zone to zone, key area to key area. You know me, I get my 1-to-1 on the 5 minute, and then I might shoot for the 1-to-1 of the 15 minute. But in this case, the 1-to-1 on the 15 minute is right here, and this zone is way down here. So we just got to see what price gives us. If price comes to their 1-to-1 and start acting funny and rejecting and going back up, then I'm getting out. You know what I mean? But if I bring my stop loss to break even or trail my positions with my stop loss and it continues to go down to my demand, then that's just extra bread. But don't be greedy trying to hold these moves forever, right? Zone to zone. Just get your 1-to-1s, maybe the 15-minute 1-to-1, and get out of there. So we know that the 15-minute people just got in right here at this gold line. So at this gold line, I probably would have added probably not this far, so I probably would have added another, or my third and final position up in this area right here where I entered at first, and then it would have went in our favor. Obviously, 1-to-1. The 15-minute people just got in, so we would have moved our stop loss to break even. Let's see what price wants to do here. Bingo. So as we move our stop loss to break even, we are now in a risk-free trade. So now I'm trailing my stop loss as the candles are going down, and you see that this is just a beautiful setup. It goes and taps the 15-minute people's 1-to-1. So everybody has won this trade at this point. That's a 1-to-2 risk reward. And like I said, you can be trailing your stop loss. So now your stop loss could be somewhere, right, maybe up in this area, or maybe right here, or a little bit above the candle that's moving right now, because you don't want it to break below. And as you're doing that, you're catching more pips to the downside. See what I'm saying? Boom. Let's see if it goes and taps our zone. See what price wants to do here. Goes down, and of course taps our zone, and I would have gotten out right as soon as it tapped my zone. I'm not trying to be greedy. I'm not trying to trail them forever. You can do what you need to do, keep your runner, whatever, but I'm just not that greedy. So I would be getting out right here. Just about a 1-to-4 risk reward. Beautiful setup. We can go back to the 15-minute as well and look at our setup. I mean, this is textbook. We have some resistance up here letting us know that price doesn't want to go above. We had a 15-minute demand at the bottom. Price chose to come to the resistance first, threw us in, right? We marked up the 15-minute entry in 1-to-1. Got in on our 5-minute entry, right? Got in right here. Risk less, let it pull back as it's breaking in our favor. These two candles right here, we're adding positions. And then the 15-minute people got in, and it was just, that was all she wrote. You understand? That was all she wrote. So this is a 1-to-4 risk reward. Definitely could change your life with the right account size. I mean, as you see, my R&R is really high, just like I told you guys it is on these 15-minute setups. I keep showing you guys setups that's, I mean, bare minimum 1-to-2. If you liked what we covered, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that share button, hit that bell notification. Definitely want to be notified when I post my next vid. And oh yeah, great news, some exciting news for you guys. I have my Telegram chat set up as well, so I need you guys to text me on Telegram. I don't care if it's just your name, text me on Telegram so I can add everybody into a group chat so we can have our free trading group chat on there as well. Also, my Discord is having a blast of a deal right now. My team has dropped the price from $250 to $75 a month. So definitely want to join in and get in that Discord, get those signals, webinars, homework, mentorship, right? Office hours. Definitely want to join the community and be with other traders and talk with other traders as well, so we can all keep each other in balance, right? Checks and balances. So definitely hit my Discord link. You get a 3-day free trial as well. I thought that was perfect because 3 days, I send a setup or two, you win. $75 is nothing. So at that point, it's just all profit. So I love the way we got it set up. So definitely join our Discord. Definitely join our Discord. And I also was thinking about doing a course as well, right? From beginning to end, from when I wake up to how I mark up my everything, like everything from beginning to end, just a course. It's going to take quite a bit of time. So if you want that, if you think that's a great idea, just hit the comments and let me know that you would like to see a course, you want the course, and I get to cracking that out ASAP. If you guys do want a course, I would like my course to be done before February for sure. So definitely let me know ASAP if that's something you're, wanting or need, and I'll definitely get that through to you guys. So the Discord deal is a Q1, right? New Year's blast deal. So it'll run a little bit through Q1. So definitely stay tuned for that and definitely get in there as quick as possible so you're getting that deal and we can attack Q1 all on the same page, all together as one unit, one team, doing the same thing and advancing people's careers and creating independent traders. So let's really double down, right? And be ready for Q1. So that's all I got for you guys. I'm Mr. Unorthodox. Keep thinking outside the box. Peace out.